All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We're back with the Tuesday, December 12th NHL Quick Hit here for this 10-game slate. We got massive prize pools tonight in the DraftKings lobbies. FanDuel, obviously, we got those contests as well. Looking to keep the momentum rolling over here at SHIPIT Nation, bringing you this video, this quick hit edition here. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. But without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to go through my favorite stacks. I'm going to talk through some value plays at each position, center, wing, and D, and some of my favorite goalies. As always, all my final content, slate plan, core plays will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. If you are not a member yet, head over to shipitnation.com and click on Join Now. Select one of the packages, get in the best Discord community in the industry. We've got you covered with slate plan, core plays, premium content, premium projections, premium tools to have success with DFS for all of the major sports. Let's jump right in talking about my favorite stack, or one of the best stacks of the night here, probably the chalk. It is a 7 total in this one. It's Edmonton here at home against the Chicago Blackhawks. This game, I mean, Edmonton should absolutely smash here tonight. Blackhawks, looking at expected goal numbers, second worst in the league, giving up nearly 4 goals against per game. Their actual goals are very bad as well here. Edmonton, everything points to an Edmonton smash spot here. They've been the third best offense in the league on home ice, the best offense in the league in terms of expected goals for. They obviously having a fantastic power play, and looking on the other end, Chicago's penalty kill on the road this season is just sub 75% here, sitting at 73.9% on the season here. So everything points to an Edmonton smash spot here. First spot I would look would be Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, Evan Bouchard, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, that top power play unit there. Connor McDavid at 9.3 is too cheap here in this matchup. I mean, he hasn't gone for less than 30 DraftKings points last season against the Chicago team, where Edmonton scored at least 5 goals in all three games, with a 7-goal and a 6-goal game as well here. Love Edmonton tonight. Hard to ignore their spot. They're going to be chalky here, but it's just hard to ignore. Looking at some other guys in this spot here, you can jump down to the second line. Evander Kane here at 6,200. He's got a nice price point. That's a fine play. Darnell Nurse has fantastic history against Chicago. He's 4.7K here. Going to be a little bit lower owned likely than Evan Bouchard here because he is on that second power play unit. Matthias Ekholm, another value D-man, 4K flat, has a nice price point there. He's a fine play. Overall, obviously Edmonton, fantastic spot here tonight. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out here. Getting a great matchup here in a 7-game total. They're implied to score over 4 goals in this one against Chicago here. Absolutely great plays here tonight. Jumping into another great stack, probably the second chalkiest stack on the slate here. It's actually going to be these Winnipeg Jets here on the road here against the Sharks. We know the deal with the Sharks. Worst team in the league. On the road, on home ice, doesn't really matter. They're 8-20 to start the year. Winnipeg's been pretty solid overall. It is only 6 total in this game, but again, with Edmonton on the slate, obviously got a lot of big dogs on the slate, right? Tampa, Vancouver, you got Carolina, you got a lot of big dog teams on the slate. Could keep Winnipeg's ownership in check a little bit here. Really like Winnipeg in the spot. Kyle Connor as a spend-up wing. Great play. He's a significantly underrated player in my opinion here. He's 8.1K here against the Sharks, which is obviously a great matchup. Mark Scheifele, 6.4K, has been playing pretty good hockey right now, averaging nearly 2.5 shots on goal per game. He's playing over 21 minutes as well, so he's got a great play. Nikola Ehlers as a line mate now on that top line. Really like that play at 4,900. So I really like that. And then don't sleep on the second line with Gabe Vilardi here, Vladislav Nemesnikov here, and Cole Perfetti. The second line here has a really good spot here against San Jose on the road. They got great price points overall. You can even jump into a third line guy like Nino Niederreiter here, who's going to play 15 to 17 minutes. He's averaging over 2 shots to go per game, and he's just 4.6K. Josh Morrissey has the best matchup on the slate for D-men. He's 6.3K, should be pretty low owned as a contrarian spend-up D-men. And then, like I said, Gabriel Velarde here, 3.6K, second line, top power play time. He's one of the best value wings on the entire slate here against the Sharks. So I really like the Jets in this spot here. Going to another team that I have interest in here, it's going to be Carolina on the road here against Ottawa. Looking at the numbers here, Ottawa on home ice are pretty leaky overall. And where they're mainly leaky is the power play, the penalty kill. They kill off just 75.5% of penalties at home, give up about 4 chances per game as well here. So I'm looking at Carolina's top power play unit here when I'm going to Carolina. Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, 5.2K, has a great price point. I like him a lot. Seth Jarvis at 5K flat, I like him a lot. I really like that two-man stack with Teuvo Teravainen, Seth Jarvis there, and then Jordan Staal to add a third guy there. Jordan Staal is not going to be on this top power play time, but you get 2 guys on the top power play unit, and then Jordan Staal, who correlates with those 2 guys on a full line stack. I think that's a really nice 3-man stack there. But against Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, Seth Jarvis, Brent Burns, and Jack Drury is going to be that top power play unit. Jack Drury, 2.6K. He's 6'5", 7, 10, 12 DraftKings points in his last 6 games. I do like that price point, getting top power play time there as basically a stone minimum play. So that's good play there. I do like Carolina's top power play unit here tonight in this matchup. Another team I'm going to go to here is a team that's been struggling to start the year here, but they get a pretty good matchup here at home. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins here against Arizona. Arizona, man, they're pretty leaky overall on the road. They've been giving up 3.3 goals per game over the last 10 on the road, but their expected goals is 5th worst in the entire NHL, up north to 3.5. I think they get beat around here pretty good by Pittsburgh. I think this is a good spot to hop on Pittsburgh. I don't think a ton of ownership goes to Pittsburgh here with all the other big dogs on the slate. Again, Pittsburgh's been struggling. They lost 4 in a row here. Philly lost back-to-back to Philly. They lost in Tampa, and then they lost in Florida. Haven't scored over a goal in each of the last 3 games here. I think that changes here tonight. I think Pittsburgh kind of pops off a little bit here tonight. Arizona gives up a lot of high danger chances as well on the road here. So give me Sidney Crosby, give me Jake Guentzel, Evgeny Malkin on that second line with Riley Smith. I think is a good 2-man stack there. Erik Karlsson at 5.7K has a ton of upside here. Arizona can get beat decent by D-men here. They rank bottom 3rd in the league against opposing D-men. Valtteri Puustinen here, 2.6K. Second line, top power play time at 2.6K. That's a excellent value play on this slate. And then Chris Letang at 5.1K has a nice price point. Riley Smith, sub 4K. He's an excellent value play. So I do like Pittsburgh here quite a bit at home against Arizona. I think this is a good spot to see Pittsburgh kind of pop off here after they've been playing pretty bad as of late. Obviously haven't scored more than 3 goals in the last 3 games with a goal in each one. So I do like them here tonight. Jumping into another game where I think this game goes both ways here. I think we see a lot of goals in this one. It's Detroit and St. Louis. I like both sides of this game, but I prefer the Detroit side actually here. Detroit on the road here. Really like this power play spot for Detroit. Detroit's got the 8th best road power play in the league, facing the 2nd worst home penalty kill in the league against the St. Louis Blues here. So give me this top power play time, top power play unit here for Detroit. Alex DeBrincat, Patty Kane, Lucas Raymond, Shane Gostisbehere, and Joe Villano here. Joe Villano, 3.2K. Second line, skating next to Rasmussen and Lucas Raymond. Excellent value play on there. Believe he's coming off a goal last night against Dallas where he played 22 minutes. So definitely like going right back to the well, but really like this top power play unit here for Detroit in this one. On the other side of it, you can play some of these St. Louis guys as well. They're cheap as well. Like I said, I see like a 5-4 type game here in this one. My preference for the St. Louis side, Justin Falk, 4.8K as a D-man, nice mid-tier D-man. He's averaging over 4 shots on goal per game over the last 5. He's going to play over 21 minutes That's a great mid-tier D-man play on this slate. And then Torrey Krug, another great D-man, getting top power play time at 4.3K. I think that's fine. Jake Neighbors continues to be cheap, continues to be playing pretty good hockey right now, averaging over 3 shots on goal per game. He's 4.4K. So I think you can go to a guy like Jake Neighbors. Jordan Kyrou, 5.6K, has probably the most upside on this team, in my opinion, here. He's got a nice price point. Busnevich, 5.7K. Kevin Hayes at sub 4K. I'll talk about him in value section. Robert Thomas, who's been pretty good, 5.7K. So overall, these St. Louis pieces are pretty cheap. I do prefer Detroit's power play matchup over the St. Louis side, but I do expect goals on both sides of that game, and think both sides are firmly in play here for me. The last spot I'm going to bring up here is Vancouver here. I have a soft spot for Vancouver. I just like this matchup. Tampa Bay's been very leaky on the road this season, and Vancouver's been the second best home scoring team in the entire NHL here. Really love this spot for JT Miller, Hoglander, and Brock Besser. That second line, really like them a lot. But Elias Pettersson playing great right now, and he's cheaper than JT Miller. Skating next to Mikheyev and Lafferty here. Elias Pettersson, I think you can even pair these two guys together, JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. Throw a guy like Brock Besser who correlates with them on the top power play. Get you a nice 3-man stack there. Get you different because you're using 2 centers from the same team. But overall, I do like Vancouver in this spot here. They got a lot of cheap pieces. Connor Garland, 3K. He's fine. Ilya Mikheyev here, 4K flat, skating on that top line next to Pettersson. I think he's a great stack with Elias Pettersson. Kuzmenko still getting top power play time at 4K. I think he's fine. Sam Lafferty's playing great hockey right now, 3.1K. He's an excellent value play skating on that top line. So now that I actually look at it, my preference is that top line with Mikheyev, Lafferty, and Elias Pettersson. Their prices are just super cheap here. They're at home in a matchup against Tampa, who Tampa on the road this season's been pretty leaky. So overall, I do like Vancouver as my 7th favorite stack on the slate, between them and St. Louis there. Obviously, I like both sides of that St. Louis and Detroit game there. Let's jump into some value plays at each position. First value play I'm going to bring up at the center position, Anthony Cirelli here. Again, I liked Vancouver in this one, but Cirelli's averaging 17 DraftKings points over the last 5 games at 3.9K. I mean, he's 24, 21, 10, 28. He's averaging over 3 shots on goal per game. Vancouver is kind of middle of the league in terms of defense against the center position, which DVP doesn't matter too much in NHL, but just a little added boost there. Anthony Cirelli, 3.9K, I think is a fine value play. Another value center here, Nicholas Roy, 3.4 or 3.3K for the Vegas Golden Knights here at home against Calgary. He's averaging over 3 shots on goal per game, so he's active when he's out there on the ice. He's going to see 16 to 17 minutes likely. Nicholas Roy, I do think, is a fine value play on this slate. Already talked about liking Carolina in this spot a little bit here. Jordan Staal bumped up to that second line skate next to Jarvis and Teravainen, who I like a lot. But Jordan Staal at 2.7K, he's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game at $200 over min price. I think Jordan Staal is an excellent value play on this slate. Going back to Winnipeg, Vladislav Nemesnikov here, 3.3K second line, second power play time against the worst team in the league in the Sharks. I think he's an excellent value play at 3.3K. Really like him. And then going back to Detroit, where I like Detroit, Joe Velano here, coming off a goal last night against Dallas where they lost 6-3. He played 22 minutes, took 2 shots on goal. He's getting top power play time. Skating on that second line as well, 3.2K. I do like Joe Velano quite a bit as a value D-man as well. Jumping into some value wings. First value wing I'm going to bring up is Matias Maccelli here for Arizona. This guy's been on a tear here. I like Pittsburgh in this game, but again, Pittsburgh has been pretty bad so far to start the year, 11-15. That you can score on them, and Matias Maccelli here with Bukestad and Lawson Krause, that second line again would be my preference if I wanted to play some Arizona pieces. But I think Maccelli's a fine one-off here. He's been playing great hockey right now. He's averaging nearly 4 shots on goal per game over the last 5. So Matias Maccelli here, good play. On the other side of that game, Riley Smith, I already talked about him. Sub 4K for Riley Smith, skate next to Malkin. Is a good price point there in a matchup where I do like Pittsburgh to score some goals here and bounce back against Arizona. Going back to the St. Louis side, Kevin Hayes, 3.3K. This guy's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game at 3.3K, getting power play time here. in a matchup where I like goals on both sides of this one. So I do like Kevin Hayes as a value play. Another value here, Drew O'Connor, 3K flat, skating on the top line next to Jake Guentzel and Sidney Crosby. Two great line mates there. 3K flat for him is just too cheap in this matchup here against Arizona, who rank towards the bottom third in the league against wings. So I do like Drew O'Connor there. He should be able to limp the value, definitely be involved in picking up some assists if that top line does do anything. And then probably my favorite value wingman on the entire slate is Gabriel Velarde here. Second liner, top power play time, skating next to Nemesnikov and Cole Perfetti here for the Winnipeg Jets, 3.6K. Gabe Velarde here, really like him. He's coming off a goal against Anaheim where he played 20 minutes. I expect 15 to 18 minutes here in this spot. And he gets one of the best matchups in the entire NHL against these San Jose Sharks here. Jumping into some value D-men on this slate. First value D-men is going to be Ben Chariot here for Detroit. Here, he's been very good, 3.4K. He's mainly a shot blocker, but he's averaging over 3 blocks per game over the last 5, which will get you that bonus in terms of DraftKings scoring. If he blocks 3 shots, he gets you that 3-block shot bonus, which is big from value D-men on the slate, especially on a 10-game slate where you have a lot of guys to spend up for, like the Edmonton pieces that we already talked about. So Ben Chariot as a value D-man, do like him. Connor Murphy for Chicago. We don't really like playing Chicago pieces too much, but another shot blocker here. He's been very good. He's averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5, and he should see a ton of rubber fly his way here in this matchup where it's a 7 total, and Edmonton, chalk of the slate, should be firing the puck on that here. So Connor Murphy, 3.2K as a value D-man, I think makes some sense. I think my favorite value D-man on the slate here is actually Gustav Forsling. I think he has the most upside on the slate, and he's just 3.6K skating on that top line. Seattle ranks second last in the league against D-men. He's got great success against Seattle earlier this year. He did score a goal against them as well, played 27 minutes. So really, really like Gustav Forsling at 3.6K. He's my favorite value D-man on this entire slate. A little bit cheaper, 3.2K. Marcus Pettersson for Pittsburgh. This guy doesn't have a ton of upside here, but he's just fairly consistent. He's got a decent floor, right around 5 DraftKings points, 5 to 7 DraftKings point floor here, which is pretty solid at 3.2K. So I think he's fine. I do like Pittsburgh, like I said already, in this game. And then the last guy I'll bring up is on the chalk of the night here, Mattias Ekholm, 4K flat in a matchup against Chicago here, getting power play time. Really, really like Mattias Ekholm. And I think you could definitely go to sub 4K, 4K and below D-men on the slate. Mattias Ekholm, a Forsling combo, something like that, I think is very viable on the slate. Let's jump into some favorite goalies on the slate. First guy I'll bring up is Ville Husso here. He's been pretty solid. I just like the price point. Again, I like Detroit to win the game here, and he's 7.6K. We have guys we want to spend up on the slate. So again, I like to spend down at goalie, preferably. Goalie I can approach with whoever fits. So I do think Husso is a fine option. Let's go to Laurent Brossoit here for Winnipeg, 8.3K. Obviously, probably going to be the chalk of the slate. He's facing the Sharks here. 8.3K coming off a massive 42 save win against Carolina a couple nights ago. I think you can go right back to the well here with Laurent Brossoit here for the Winnipeg Jets at 8.3K. Looking at another home guy here, Juuse Saros here at home against Philly, 8.1K. Saros is an excellent goalie. He's playing great over the last week. And I think Nashville should win this game against Philly here. Philly does fire the puck, so Saros should be able to pick up saves. I think if I'm spending up, Saros is my favorite at 8.1K on the slate. And then the last guy I'll bring up here is Sergei Bobrovsky here, 7.9K against Seattle. Again, I think Florida wins this game. I like Forsling. I think some of these Florida pieces are fine. Overall, Bobrovsky's a pretty solid goalie. He's been playing good, and I like Florida to win this game. He's won 4 straight as well. 4 straight starts. He's picked up the win. So I do like Bobrovsky to round out my goalie pool on the slate. That's going to do it for this 10-game NHL Quick Hit edition. As always, all my final content will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. If you're not a member, head over to SHIPITNation.com, click on Join Now, and get into the Discord, get all of our premium content, including my NHL slate plan, core plays, our matchup slate, and our premium projections, which have been absolutely crushing for all sports. But good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. For myself, Nadesify, let's ship it.